Well, hello, Kristen. It's so nice to see you.
Hi. You too. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I've just so admired and enjoyed your singing for so many years that I was really looking forward to having a little chance to chat with you about um, your thoughts about music, how you maybe became a singer,
Mhm.
and so I'm pleased that we can do that for a couple minutes together.
Great.
So, how did you become a singer? Was there something that as a girl that did you what were there influences or something?
So my family is very musical. I was surrounded by music. My brother's a very accomplished pianist. My father is a violist and a trumpet player. My mom isn't musical, but she was very supportive of all of our all of her musicians in her life. When I was little, I joined the treble choir at our church, and it became very obvious that I had a very good ear, and I had a very nice singing voice, and I could stay on key as a little teeny girl. I would get little solos, and I just loved it. It was perfect. I loved being in front of people and singing, and that's where my heart was. It was around the same time, though, that my mom and dad started me on the violin. I started when I was 3. Um, and I did the two side by side. I took violin lessons and I just sang for fun. And then by the time I got to high school, I kind of had to make a decision because I couldn't really fit both into my schedule. And I chose singing. I love the violin, but I feel like I'm definitely more of a singer over a violinist. Although the violin definitely helped me along my path this entire time with all of my singing.
Well, I'm glad you're a mezzo because there's what 20 times as many
Yeah.
sopranos as mezzos or something,
I'm so grateful I'm a mezzo too.
and the literature is equally beautiful. So I'm glad you do that. Um, do you have any particular composers that particularly appeal to you when you make music, or you find yourself liking earlier music or later music or a little
Mhm.
bit of everything? Or
I definitely prefer early music. I knew pretty fast once I went to grad school, which is where I was introduced really to the world of early music. Um, it made my hair stand up on end, and I just didn't get that feeling from any other music really. Um, Bach in particular. So I wasn't really exposed to Bach until my 20s, and then heavily my mid 20s. Um, but besides Bach, I also love Hildegard, and I love medieval music, and I have a medieval trio. And so my love, yeah, definitely uh, the earlier generation of music. That's where my heart is.
that I love that Hildegard quote. As surely as God is our Father, just as surely is He our mother.
Mm.
And then it goes on to talk about fatherly qualities and motherly qualities, and closes with all shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. I just find that a beautiful, beautiful poem. What a wonderful mystic. And gee whiz, that was what, at least 1,000 years ago or something?
Yep,
Yeah, I mean,
at least.
um, so what do you like about, I mean, I became a musician because of Bach, but then pretty early on, I started to give Messiaen some significant credit too.
Hmm.
Um, but the music of Bach, and of course, I trained as a keyboard player. So the music of Bach with its wonderful architecture and the lines that weave and so on and so forth, just enchanted me. What was it about Bach that you liked?
The first thing I sang by Bach, I was an undergrad, and I sang an abridged version of the St. Matthew Passion in English. And I was singing the Erbarme and Have Mercy, Lord, in English. And it was just a lightning bolt moment. Even though it was in English and it was not the entire work, there was just something about the line and emotion attached to it, and the text, how he combined the two. And I never got over that moment. And it would be a while until I sang Bach like that again. I didn't do much in undergrad except for that. And then it wasn't until grad school, I went to Peabody Conservatory. That's why I ended up on the East Coast from Michigan originally, that I was exposed once again to the music of Bach in grad school. And just, I programmed him on anything I could program him on, even though I wasn't getting opportunities to sing his music really in school. I would take it upon myself. All of my recitals, anything I did, it was very Bach heavy programs.
Well, I have to say I've programmed a lot of Bach in my day too. With the Bach in Baltimore, our group, we're getting close. Our goal is to do everything he wrote. Mm-hmm. I mean, of the ensemble music, not all the solo, the 6 solo cellos, sonatas, and suites. But we've done 160 cantatas so far, and all the major choral works and almost all the major instrumental works. So we're getting there. Our Bombadil, when you talk about its power, I think mm-hmm. one reason of the power, underneath it goes that boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm. It's like a heartbeat.
Yeah. Well, so that boom, 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 boom thing in Bach is a pounding heart.
Yep.
The person who is so taken with something that they get their pulse goes up, and the thing about Bach's language, and one thing I try to do with the Bach ensemble here in Baltimore is in the cantatas, which are shorter, and we have we can spare a couple of minutes before we perform it. I try to point little things like that out to the audience. So when they hear Bombadil, they hear that soaring solo instrument and the gorgeous vocal line. But then if they know of a couple other little details, it just adds another layer of beauty and perhaps, I hope, power and meaning for them.
Yeah.
And so that's a hallmark of my, and I learned that from my teacher, my beloved teacher, Helmut Rilling. And I have done that for many, many years. So speaking of Bombadil, mm-hmm. I already know because I got you to spill the beans before we put this phone call together that you're going to send us a recording of you singing that. I can't wait because I've not heard you sing that live with me. Mm-hmm. I haven't done the St. Matthew for several years now. It's time to reschedule it.
It's time to do it.
I know.
Yeah.
Next is the B minor next season,
mm-hmm.
but I think the following season I plan to do it. It's
a force. I know it's harder to program because it requires a lot of people.
Well, you need a double orchestra.
Yep.
And a double choir, and
yep.
most people say 3 continuo groups and so on. Yep. But maybe you'd be available to sing it for us, huh?
Of course. I love Bach in Baltimore because I have debuted many Bach pieces. My first St. John was with you guys. And I feel like I've done maybe 5 or 6 cantatas with you, which were new to me. So it's always thrilling to be able to do something new. You should also schedule BWV 170, which I did with you before. And that was my first time singing BWV 170. But you need to schedule it again.
Yeah, the solo,
and then invite me to come sing it.
The solo cantatas are gems.
Yes.
I think I've only repeated 3 or 4 of the solo cantatas. Of course, mm-hmm. the sopranos all want to do 51 Jauchzeit.
Yeah.
And Ich habe genug, all the basses want to do. But nonetheless, 170 is a gem.
It is.
And you won't have to twist my arm too hard. So thank you for taking a few minutes with us today. And
of course.
Let me conclude by just telling people, why don't you introduce both pieces you're going to sing? We've already kind of hinted at them. Mm-hmm. And then we'll add that to this little chat.
Great. So I will be singing Herbert from the St. Matthew Passion. and Vergnügte Ruhe, which is from BWV 170. The cantata of the same name is the opening aria.
Okay. Well, it's a pleasure. I'm glad you're looking well. I hope the family is well.
Yep, everyone's great.
Your kids are staying well and so on?
Yeah.
Great, great. Thank you so much.
Of course.
It's a pleasure chatting with you. I look forward
You
to
too.
live concerts again very soon, I hope.
Me too.
Yeah. So long.
Thank you.
to